Do you see spiders and you don't want them around? So you go online, look it up, and it says use peppermint or mint oil and they'll go away? Today, we're gonna jump in and see if that actually works and if it's true. When we're talking about using mint oil or peppermint oil to get rid of spiders, why do people think it works? Well, if you go online and you search up how to get rid of spiders or how to remove spiders naturally, there is a ton on both the internet and social media where people say, I used peppermint oil or mint oil and I haven't seen anything, it worked great. Companies that make mint oil or peppermint oil also will recommend that you can use it as a natural way of pest control. And the third thing that you see is there is a ton of anecdotal stories, which means people online saying, I did this and it worked. Well, we're gonna dive in and see, is this true? Is there any truth to it? And is it something that you should do to get rid of spiders? Let's jump in and talk about the science behind using peppermint or mint oil to get rid of spiders. Right off the top, everybody that has used mint oil or peppermint oil knows it does have a very strong odor. And the odor sometimes can be very sharp. It's nice, but can be off-putting. So it's understandable to think if you put this irritating scent around, insects, spiders will go away. However, spiders, most species, do not have any sensitivity to smell or strong odors. The second thing is that if you do apply something, the mint oil being outside or inside fades very quick. On the outside, especially if there's rain or wind, within a few hours, even the scent is almost gone. Spiders also do not use smell to navigate. They go on vibration and touch. So if you have this there, highly unlikely that the spiders will be deterred or be killed or anything at all. And of course, when you go and look into the research, there is no actual science saying that mint oil will deter, kill, or eliminate spiders at all. Now that we've gone over that mint oil and peppermint oil doesn't really work to get rid of spiders, what does? Well, we'll tell you a few little tips that can get you spider free. First and foremost is you want to seal up any cracks or crevices where spiders can get in. Areas around windows, doors, and the foundation should be sealed up with silicone, concrete, steel wool, anything that will not let them get by. Every other effort that we want to put in after that is eliminating a food source. The reason that the spiders are around is because a food source is there. Things like flies and insects are exactly what they're looking for. So how do we do that? Well, you want to remove any sort of clutter from around the perimeter of your home because they will love to nest in there, and naturally insects and bugs like to be in these harborage areas. Things like wood piles and furniture storage should be moved way far away from the perimeter of the home. Another trick that works really well is adjusting your outdoor lighting. You want to make sure lights are facing down, not out, so you're going to attract a lot less flies in. If you can use a warmer tone of light, a dimmer light, this also prevents other additional flies and insects flying in towards the light, which again is a food source to the spiders. And if you can do a motion sensor so the lights are only on when you need them, that is ultimately the best because it will remain dark, prevent these food sources from coming in, and ultimately prevent spiders. And lastly, the thing that works really well is good old physical removal. If you can remove the webs, remove the spiders, that does a ton. Spiders like to hang out in their webs, food gets caught in the webs, and this just attracts them further. If you can keep those areas clean and remove all of that, you're going to have a lot less spiders, a lot less food, and you're going to see a lot less of them. If you're in an area where you're running into a challenge because there's a ton of flies or a lot of insects, this is where you'd use something like a chemical application to eliminate not only the food sources, but also the spiders. Now, let's go over what we talked about today regarding peppermint and mint oil to eliminate spiders. One, why do people think it works? Lots of internet stories, social media, and anecdotal evidence all over the place. The science behind it, long story short, the way that spiders move, travel, they do not use scent. Nothing really deters them, and the species are not really affected by any sort of scent. And there's also no scientific evidence backing up that mint oil does anything. Safe to say, using mint oil or peppermint oil to get rid of spiders does not work. The last thing we talked about is how can you get rid of spiders and or prevent them from getting into your home? Sealing up the entry points, removing the food sources, so removing sort of nesting and clutter from around the exterior of the home, making the light adjustments that we talked about, and physical removal of the webs. If all of that fails, you'd want to move on towards a professional or a chemical application that's not only going to eliminate the spiders, but also reduce the insect and bug populations around, which ultimately leads to less spiders, because the reason they're around is because there's food, so you need to eliminate the food to eliminate the spiders.